All right. Boom. As always, y'all already know the deal. Y'all already know the motto. Can't start a video without the stunner shades on. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Today, y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and cut straight to the business. I want to make a tier list. It's not gonna be one where top five, bottom five, so on and so on. No, I want to make a tier list that's like, if you're new to the game, which character do you feel should be easier to play than the next character? So this tier list is going to be easy to hard use characters. All right, that's how we're going to do it. And of course, I want to bring on somebody that I like to say is a Guilty Gear veteran. He's been playing Guilty Gear for a very long time. He's going to be able to help me with some of the placements along with the chat and other open opinions. So let's go ahead and get the phone call rolling.
How you doing, man?
What's going on, Calvin?
So was cheap. So was cheap. I'm tired of May Dolphins. I'm tired of some stuff going on in this game. Grabs are really strong, but they've always been strong. Stop complaining. How's that sound? Sounds good?
All right, cool. All right, sound good. All right. Kelvin, thank you for taking time out of your busy day. I know that you are a busy man. For helping me with this tier list. Like I said, you are a vet when it comes down to this game. You've been playing this game for a very long time, so I feel like you are the best person to have in this video.
Yeah, I'm here to assist. I've been playing Guilty Gear since the '90s at this point. I'm still learning myself. Strive is a new game, so if I say anything incorrect, anyone can feel free to correct me. Absolutely, but. I'm here to go ahead and provide the best information that I have. So,
all right. So, without no more introductions, let's go ahead and get into it. So, as we can see, we have S, A, B, C, and D. All right, so we're going to change those. Let's go ahead and get started. I think it's automatically safe and 100% facts, right, for me to put Zato in the hardest category, because number one, you have to control the character and you also have to be able to control Eddie. So I feel like this character by itself is not a pick up Guilty Gear and go to type of character.
I will agree to that. I'm definitely going to say that Zato definitely is not your pick up and play character. He definitely does take some knowledge to get far. He has a lot of stuff that he has to keep in mind as he does play, especially a lot of setups. Eddie is very important, and if you don't use Eddie correctly, you're pretty much sitting duck.
Right.
That being said, I do think that some people are a little scared of using Zato when they don't need to be. He is still a Guilty Gear character, which means that he does have some elements to him that are good out the gate that you can start to learn.
Right.
But overall, yeah, he is definitely the most difficult to get results with.
Okay, so that's 100% agree with, because I actually was thinking about playing him at first, and then when I thought about it, I'm like, man, I'm new to Guilty Gear. It's no way possible I'm going to be able to learn the basic mechanics of this game and have to deal with a character that takes two in order to play at a high level. So I was like, yeah, let me just leave this alone, leave that to the big boys, and I'm gonna come back a little bit later. Zato earns his part at hardest. Okay, so I guess we could work from left to right. It looks like Soul is going to be the next one. So as we all know, Soul is considered to be the Ryu of Guilty Gear. So of course he's your Shoto, Fireball, DP, good buttons, everything in the toolkit that a new player would want when coming to the game for the very first time. So I think it's safe to say that he probably is the easiest to play, unless we have some argument to put him in easy. But
so I'll say this. I'm gonna say this off bat because I know that there's a rating system in the game about who's easier to play and who's harder to play, and I think they put Soul at 4 because of what you're talking about, which is his routes.
Yeah.
That being said, I think that's false. I think he is just like Kai, real easy to play. You're going to do damage with him.
Yes.
And his slash is so good that really that button alone will carry you for a number of floors. Not saying that other slashes aren't good, especially Kai's got a good slash too. But leaving you +2 and plus on block, that and lunging you forward, that alone makes that button so good, and people are going to press it. It's a single button.
Right.
So it's a lot of options there.
I wouldn't call Soul Ryu. I would call him Ken. Yeah, I feel like Soul is pretty explosive. So yeah, I could see him being Ken and then Kai being Ryu, because Kai is more about control, right? Which is actually the next character that we're about to talk about. Kai. Keep a button out there, dictate the pace of the match, and make sure that your opponent doesn't have an easy time getting in because of his sword. But
I'm going to do my best to keep my complaints about Kai down. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and toss it out there. I am a Kai main. I've been a Kai main for a long time, but his frame data and his buttons hold him back in certain areas that, in my opinion, make him a little bit less easy than Soul. He also doesn't have necessarily the same damage output with just swinging. Kai kind of has to know what he's doing to get any kind of similar damage output and to really hold his own against other characters. He has more answers in certain situations. He's going to do a little bit more damage long range because he does have a pretty good projectile.
Yeah.
But overall, I'm going to say that Soul is easier than Kai.
Right.
Personally.
Yeah. I wouldn't dare put Kai and Soul in the same list. So I'm tempted to put him neutral because...
I'm not going to say he's neutral. I'm going to still say he's easy. He is... If you pick up Kai and you've ever played a fighting game before, you know what to do. You're going to know, okay, I have a DP, I still have a fire. Still know what to do. But, yeah, he does have stuff that holds him back from being the easiest character.
Right, but it's like... Speaking on, because the tier list, as we all know, is easy to hard, right? So we're just basing it off of difficulty for a new player to pick this character up and do work. So I'm tempted to put him in neutral because even though he's easy to use, spacing and so on is still part of like using the character. And if you really want to get the most out of who you're using. So that's true. So that's kind of why I'm floating him around on easy to neutral.
Well, let's put him on easy for now, and let's look at some of the other characters and kind of see where it all lands at. Because I think he'll end up being on easy, but hey, he still may end up being on neutral depending on some of these other characters that we got to talk about.
All right, mate. All right. Wait, hold on. How you say her word? Tasuki? Tasuki Yuki? How her word go? Anyway,
yeah. You can just say charge, man. It's charge in English. We can just say charge for now. Make it easy for you.
Tatsugeki? All right. Dolphin Girl, May, right? Miss annoy you till you get impatience. I haven't really messed around with this character for my own use, but for what I have seen, you throw dolphins and you just aggravate your opponent, right? And then once you knock them down, you make them guess because she has a command grab. So as far as that, I'm tempted to put her in easy because...
Yeah, I'm going to definitely say easy as well. Dolphins, once you learn how to do dolphin, even on a low level to mid level, all you have to really do is dolphin and you're going to get flaunted.
Right.
Mixing up the dolphins is not too difficult. Charge in this game is actually pretty small, lenient. So, you can pretty much get charge moves off pretty easy. Her jump is actually high. She actually has a high jump compared to some of the other characters. And a lot of her buttons are real nice and simple. Dolphin, heavy slash, go back to dolphin. And you're pretty set. Throwing a command grab here and there, and she's got great jump ins.
Yeah, because some characters actually can't contest slash dolphin. And I think you said Kai. Can Kai contest it? because I remember we was talking about it. You was like, man, it must be good to have a slash like Soul where you can actually contest it.
You can, all right. So you can contest. You can contest with Kyle in a number of ways, honestly.
Axl Low. Axl Low, zoner, you know, keep you at bay.
I'm gonna honestly, I think this is gonna be our first hard. I know people are gonna probably say neutral, and the reason why I say hard, in my opinion, is just because Axl is a very high committal character. If you start to go brain dead at any point in the match, especially against a Soul, you're dead. Like, you're not going to come back from that match. So when it comes to, you know, doing his buttons, you actually really have to think about each button that you throw out there, not just his specials, but his buttons as well. You know, some characters you can throw out a quick jab, some characters you can throw out a quick slash, right? With Axl, if you mess up, man, you're going to get punched.
So what you feel is making him neutral then instead of hard?
No, I'm saying, to me, he's hard. I'm saying the chat may say neutral, but I'm going to say he's hard.
All right, so we saying a few neutrals and a hard for sure. From what, and I actually wish there was somebody in here, Big Belly. I actually want to see what his opinion would have been, but I don't think he's in here right now. I know for sure he hates the Soul matchup, and he feels like because of Axl's slow startup on just about all his moves, he really has to pick his spots right, which is basically what you was just saying. One wrong mess up could really cost you your life, especially going against Soul.
Right. I mean, and aside from, all his buttons are by design slow. He only has one 5-frame button, I think, in his entire arsenal, which is I think 5K. And even that, I don't even think you can follow up with anything proper with 5K. So, you know, if someone gets in, you know, it's a problem. Right. It's not that he can't ever get them back out. He does have options to do that, but you got to think about, okay, is my opponent going to jump? Are they going to stay on the ground? Are they going to try to bait the jump with a double jump? Are they going to air dash? If they do, if I press this button, will it even hit? Because if they air dash in a certain way, my button may miss. I still may eat that combo.
Right.
So, you know, I'm going to put him in hard.
Versatile kit between zoning and a command grab. So he definitely keeps you low-key playing the game that he wants you to play, because it's obvious you're going to be jumping because you don't want to get command grab. And then he has options that actually cover the jump. All right. Chipp. High-speed roadrunner. Mr. Aggravate You. Mr. Side switch command grab, and I'm about to pray that you don't touch me, right? Because
I'm going to say neutral. Like, neutral. Like, I'm going to toss it out even now, even before you finish your statement. Man, I'm being rude. Neutral. The reason why I'm saying neutral is because
we got some hards, we got some easies.
We got some easies, we got some hards and easies. See, that's why I'm saying neutral. The reason why I'm saying neutral is because Chipp has a great tool set. He's a great character. When it comes to his tools that he has, they're not too hard to learn. I like the fact that he has a DP. His run is really quick. He has an air projectile just to kind of keep things at bay sometimes. His Alpha Blade is just annoying to your opponent, and he's a good character. Not to mention his cross-ups are real easy compared to everyone else in the game. His cross-ups are easily the best. If you don't know how to use all those tools,
right?
Because he has a lot of them. If you don't know how to use all those tools, you're gonna have a bad time. Especially because he does have the lowest defense rating in the game, so his health is naturally the lowest in the game.
Right.
If he gets hit, he is going to die in a couple combos, and even before the combo finishes.
And I'm actually glad you said that, right? So the chat is obviously saying easy, right? It's easy to pick this character up and be annoying, right? But I feel like for somebody who wants to play this character and not get touched, I feel like that's what's putting him at the neutral and hard category, right? because it's easy to just jump around and do stuff and aggravate your opponent. But it's a different story when you're trying not to get hit. So it's like, I feel like neutral might just be the spot for him because he does no damage. But that's the thing though, right? Because he's so annoying, he's just slowly picking at your life bar.
Yeah, I mean, he does no damage, but he's really hard to hit.
Yeah.
Right? But at the same time, if you do hit him, then he's in trouble. So I think it all is fair. I think Chipp is a really, I'm not going to say a fair character per se, like he's not like an honest character, but he is fair when it comes to this game's design of what Chipp wants to do. So he's a neutral character.
Right, so that's why I'm thinking like it's really truly the best bet to just leave him at neutral. And for those who's watching the video, if you made it to this far, truly appreciate those who are watching. If you have any regards, any objections to these spots, please feel free to put it down in the comment section below. And if you are enjoying the video, make sure you leave a like and hit the subscribe button. 5 uploads a week. You won't miss a beat. The road to 5K is almost complete. We actually at 4.82. We are at 4.82 subscribers. All right. The Strive content has been doing amazing. Appreciate those who are enjoying the videos, saying that I do come from Street Fighter. So the fact that roughly all my Strive videos get 1,000 views within a day or two lets me know that people are actually watching it. So that's a good catch. But yes, we are at 4.82. We're almost there, y'all. So please feel free to hit that subscribe button. Potemkin, Mr. Mega Buster. I want to put him in. He's definitely not hard to use. He's definitely not hard to use. Mega Buster, right. Mega Fist.
Here's the thing, though. I mean, he's not hard to use. That's very, very true. But his matchup spread, man.
his matchup?
He has to do a lot to get in, man. Like, a lot of characters are gonna give him a hard time, in my opinion, right now. Yeah, like he has to really do a lot of work to get in. Of course, once he gets in, the reward is that, hey, you get to do your damage. And he does have some long reach and normal, so he's not completely helpless like some other characters in other fighting games.
Right.
He's not just a truly traditional grappler. He really is like a Zangief on steroids. Yeah, the projectiles and the keep away in this game can really give him a hard time. And a lot of characters have a lot of options to get around what he can do. Well, he does do a lot of damage. So, that Buster is gonna hit hard. But yeah, him getting in is rough. It is rough.
He said those command grabs take skill. Nooch.
Hey.
As a pot main, neutral feels right. All right. I mean, I've been floating. I'm gonna just let y'all have this one because I don't know how to feel about this character. I truly don't know how to feel about this character.
Faust, or for the OGs over here, the bald man, serial killer. Y'all know about that. He's hard. Like, the RNG in this character, in my opinion, makes it difficult for him to, for you to sometimes make your game plan work. Like, yeah, as long as you keep spamming certain things, you can get far, but sometimes your opponent benefits from what you're doing.
Right.
So I think he's hard.
People are saying hardest. Y'all think he's on the level of Zato hard?
I'm not gonna lie to you. I think that's a possibility. Because at least with Zato, like, once you learn what to do with him, you have a game plan. With Faust, I'm not saying you don't have a game plan. I am saying, though, that, like, really have to have some thought process about what comes out when you do your special.
When it comes down to Zato being in the hardest, right? This is speaking on execution, being able to use and control two characters at one time. So that's what makes him not nowhere near a new player, beginner friendly type of character. But for people to say that Faust is also in the hardest category, I mean, this is more RNG. So I feel like I said, I can't put too much thought on this, but I'm cool with hard, right? I'm cool with hard.
I can say hard too, because like it's again, it's not like he is helpless, and his RNG situations, they just require a lot of awareness of what you're doing, and the moves themselves that he can do themselves are not different.
Right.
It's just making sure you keep your game plan in mind with whatever comes out. Millia.
Millia, yes, Millia. Mix up, make you guess. I don't know too much about her combos, but it seems that she do specialize at air juggles, so I'm not sure exactly how easy or hard that is, but
I'm gonna say hard. I'm gonna say hard for a number of reasons. One, her health is the second lowest in the game when it comes to her defense rating.
Yes.
So if she does get hit, there you go. She no longer has pen from the old game, so she just can't go win neutral. She really has to mix you up from the jump. And if you don't know how to do that, you're going to have a hard time playing the character. Being able to realize, I can double air dash here using your heavy slash, right? Making sure that you can actually cross up, making sure that you know where you're at in the air almost at all times, right? And making sure that you do her special, so you can make sure you get the heavy disc and do the setups. A lot of that takes a lot of good fighting game knowledge that a new player isn't going to have.
Right.
I mean, she does have still some decent buttons, and she does have some options. Not to mention, she does have her double jump, which a new player can still figure that out when they hit jump twice. But yeah, I'm gonna say hard.
Okay. Yeah, because learning the mix-ups, being able to really hit the lab. Yeah, she's truly not a beginner type of character. So yeah, I think, and even the chat, I'm seeing a bunch of hard. So yeah, I feel like it's safe to say that this character is put in the hard category for easy to use.
Man, I don't even. This one may be a little bit more floaty for me, because when it comes to Ram, really does have some good buttons, and she does have good reach. She's easy to play when you first get started for certain. I do feel like when you don't know about her corner pressure, that you're missing out on a lot of damage with her.
Yeah.
And so that combined with the fact that, if you throw your sword, right, like you need to realize that there's a time before you can call it back. You got to go retrieve it, right? Like there's things that make her not the easiest character.
Because it's obvious you want to throw your swords when you're in the corner, but some people actually throw their swords when they're mid-screen.
Like they're mid-screen,
right? Yeah.
And I'm like, what are you doing?
Right.
He didn't need to do that.
Yeah. I think neutral would be a good spot.
Man, swords are huge, man. Them hitboxes are great.
Oh, yeah,
I mean, that's easy.
Yeah, she's the definition of a mid-range brawler. You said easy, please? I mean...
Yeah, I'm going to say easy for my own sanity. I'm going to stick her in easy, because them buttons are great. Especially when she's in the air, and her record's really good, too. Like, she's got stuff.
It seemed like all the characters that's considered to be top 5 are in the easiest to easy category. Well, except Kai. You don't really hear people calling him top 5 or so on and so on. But
Kai's mid. Like, he's good, but he's mid.
Soul, Ram, and Mate for sure are definitely in the easy to easiest characters for Guilty Gear. And speaking of that, everybody's personal favorite. Let's go ahead and talk about Leo Whitefang. I'm gonna put him in easiest, cause it's like, and this is why.
Oh, interesting.
This is my thought on it, right?
Here it is.
This is my thought on it, right? And I was actually messing around with Leo. People told me up front, you don't need to know combos, right? You don't need to know combos. As soon as you hit a burst or you put somebody in a juggle state, just hit them with 2 heavy slash and then the little shield spike, and then go into back stance, and then you just start mixing. That's it. right? And then just
So,
go unga bunga.
all right. So I agree that if you have played fighting games before, he is by far one of the easiest characters to play.
Mm-hmm.
However, this is what I'm throwing a little monkey wrench in it, in my opinion. If you don't play fighting games, you're not going to understand what back turn is or means at all. You're going to just press, and you're going to be like, why is my character not doing a lot of things? Not to mention, but being said, back turn is really important for this character. And I do feel like without it, his mobility ain't really the best. There is that. Fat Mac, you just said it. Good job, man. I do think that when it comes to his mobility, kind of limited, and not being able to do back turn off rip, it hampers the character by 50%, at least, in my opinion. So.
Okay, all right. So the back turn by itself does give Leo another layer of depth over Soul, hands down. But for you to just knock somebody down and just make them guess, like, that's not hard. Like, I understand back turn itself is another mind game that you actually have to learn how it works and understand that you can't block. You have to rely on movement. You have to use your parry. Yes, it's another thing to have to deal with. But like I said, knocking somebody down and making them guess is not hard. So I'm okay with easy, but I'm kind of skeptical about putting him in neutral with Chipp and Pot.
Drop him right there. Let's move on. We got to talk about the big man himself. The Dreads, the Vampire, the Daywalker.
Oh, Nagoriyuki?
That's right.
I want to put him. Hard is good.
It's hard or hard is, man.
Yeah.
It is hard or hard is.
Hands down. You said Nago is neutral?
Nah,
How?
We ain't saying no neutral here, bro.
How?
I'm saying hard, the hard is.
Like, you have to know how to manage blood. Like, that's a different ball game in its own. Now, I don't know how. Wait, go.
No, I'm gonna say it like this. All right, I'm not gonna say hardest because you're not necessarily controlling multiple characters, but Blood Rage is so important with this character, and it is real easy for new people to mess up.
Right.
It's real easy for new people to mess up. Not saying people who've learned them, who can manage the gauge and do all the stuff they need to do, and all. Even with some mid-level players, I think managing the gauge itself puts them in a pretty hard spot. But new players, they're just gonna spam moves. They're gonna spam that dash because he doesn't have a lot of mobility.
Right, but here's the thing though, Tabo. This tier list is based off like the new player that's picking up stride for the first time, and they're looking at these character portraits and they be like, oh, Nago has a cool character design. Let's go ahead and bring him into a match, pop his move, and then next thing you know, he see his life bar just drain and he don't understand what's going on, right?
Yeah, I mean, look, how many times does that happen to the point where people have called for him to get buffed? Like, people were like, you gotta buff Nago because he is in such a state that he's almost unusable.
Zato is up here because of execution and controlling Eddie, right? But if we're sticking to the guns and understanding the fact that we are pointing this to new players who's coming to the game, they will go crazy with blood. You said he's not hardest, but bro, we're speaking on the player who doesn't understand the blood, right? Like, this is speaking on if you haven't labbed the character, like if you haven't actually trained with blood and how to manage it. You said what Zato requires you to hold the fact that you're the worst character in the game without Eddie. We're also speaking about Eddie. Right, we're speaking about Eddie and we're speaking about managing blood. So, wait, hold on, Black Panther. So let me ask you this, right? Zato and Nago both have unique features that Axl, Faust, and Millia don't have. So you mean to tell me that you want to put Nago in the same category with Axl, Faust, and Millia when it comes down to easy or hard? So we really about to do this. How I want to say this. All right, so if you feel that Nago should be put in hardest, say hardest, and if you feel like he should be put in hard, just say hard. Because, like I said, this is a tier list for the new players, and we've seen it live in action. And we know how people go crazy with blood. And Kelvin, I don't even know if you remember my time, but you remember when you was telling me about Strive, and then we was looking at the character portraits, and then I was like, man, Nago looks good.
Yeah, I know that.
And guess what? I was a new character. I was a new player. I thought his character portrait his character design looks amazing. I wanted to play the character. And then I was like, nah. Giovanna.
So
easy.
I know some people are gonna be saying easiest. I'm gonna say easy.
Easiest.
I'm gonna say easy. Say easy. Now hear me out. Hear me out. Right? I honestly do believe picking her up is fantastic, right? Because she literally only has a few moves that you need to even think about. However, I actually think that's actually a limitation in some regards, because her lack of other moves and other options compared to other characters can leave new players wondering, what do I do? I don't think she's as easy as Soul. I'm gonna just say that.
Right, but speaking on new players picking up, right? All you need is the kick that comes at you lunging, and then you just skip neutral and you cover so much space, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's true.
As far as, because she has such limited moves, the moves that she do have are pretty good for a new character. For a new player to just pick up and do stuff, right? So, man,
I can live with easiest. I can live with it. I ain't
gonna lie.
She's cool. I don't think she's as easy as Soul, but I think I could live with easiest if you were to put her there.
Well, when it comes down to Soul being easy, right? People just, I feel like Soul is easy right now because he's one of the best, and he's one of the best because his buttons are plus. Well, the moves that are used are plus, and 5S is godlike, along with a toolkit that benefits somebody who wants to pick up the game. Now, Geo, on the other hand, is simpler than that, but the moves that she have benefits a new player because it covers distance, right? For a new player who may not even know how to anti-air right, or who don't even know how to function a 6P, is going to struggle against Geo because of the fact that her dash and her lunging overhead, right? If they can't properly stop that, then Geo is going to have a ball. So I really feel like she's easiest. And basically with that being said, I feel like Soul and Geo go perfect and easiest, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say easiest. I listen. I may even hang up the call if you move Soul to easy. And that slash, man.
Yeah, like slash, right? It's easy for a new
button,
player.
Man.
It's easy for a new player to pick up Geo and just do dash attacks and do the lunging overhead and then do that lunging kick move. Like, how is that not easy?
Yeah, just like that's good. Let's talk about Anji. Gotta get Anji, in before I gotta roll back. So,
all right, Anji, counter character, fans, set play with butterflies. It's easy to punish, but if we, Sada, you think a new player gonna? You know what, Anji? I'm sorry, Anji. All right, Anji. All right.
I don't. He's definitely not. I don't think he's easiest because of what you gotta have to have the idea of what counters are, how that works. Also, he does have a record system that, for you to really start to get into him, really kind of have to learn what that system is. So I would probably say either easy, just because of the button itself, but I more want to say neutral. I want to say neutral because counters aren't natural to new players. New players want to hit people. New players want to do damage. New players want to go in and say, hey, I want to hit as much buttons as I can to win the fight.
Yeah, because it's easy for, somebody to put somebody in a wrecker high-low situation all day, especially if the other opponent, especially if the opponent doesn't know how to contest it. So Anji could really take full advantage in the lower rankings for people who necessarily don't know how to deal with the situation.
Okay, so if we're moving on to Eno. So before people are already done with Anji. So
yeah, so Eno, Miss Hollow, stroke the big tree.
Okay. So this one, I'm also gonna have a little trouble placing. The reason why I say that is because the stroke will win games for new players. That special is so good because it low profiles and it hits low and it staggers. Like it's got things with it that make that move so good that once a new player learns that move,
you're right.
Why would they stop using it? Why would they ever stop using it? Even going beyond her other moves, right? Because she does have a projectile. She does have an overhead that pretty much hits instantly. She does have a high-low mix-up all the way through. She's a good character as a whole. I would honestly think just that move alone would make her almost be at least easy.
Oh, you know what? That could probably be a quick little cheat sheet. So just to backtrack a little bit, we put Soul at easy or easiest. He got a 4-star rating. Gio also has a 4-star rating. Eno has a 2.
Listen.
Zato has 1.
What Arc System said, right? I know what they're saying, but they ain't always right.
I'm tempted to say hard because
hard. Okay.
The reason why I say hard is because, stroke the big tree is a low profile move. It does cover a lot, but I feel like to really use this character, like you really have to know what you're doing, right? And Eno is a hollow mix-up. The same thing we said about Millia, we may be able to imply that about Eno. I feel like the dash by itself might give a new player something to say what is this?
Yeah, that dash definitely changed my mind. So I'll say that.
All right, so the tier list is looking pretty final. If we have any opinions on certain character placements, we can go ahead and talk about it. But I feel like for the most part, this is pretty correct. Nago and Zato hardest, so on and so on. Gio and Soul being the easiest.
Yeah, I think this is pretty good, man. This is definitely comfortable. So I'm gonna go ahead and start to disappear into the background. You of course have a fantastic stream. Thank you, chat, for all your opinions. I really do value a lot of them, honestly, so it's really good to hear from you guys. And then, of course, for the video, make sure you comment, like, subscribe, support our man Nightmare and his journey through Guilty Gear, and maybe one day he'll go back to Street Fighter.
One day.
One day.
All right, Kelvin, truly appreciate your time, my brother.
Anytime, man. Anytime. Appreciate you having me on.
All right, man. Take care. Alright, so now since that's done, I'd like to see an introduction series for players how to play Guilty Gear. I can see about doing that. It's a process that I'm still learning myself, but as time go on, I can start making videos that cater to new players. Alright, so the dash is a blessing and a curse because you can't dash on the ground, but you can get a free overhead that'll plus one block. Yeah. True. So So how y'all feel about the tier list? Like, do y'all see any character that y'all feel like should be moved?